So, good evening, Supriya. How are you doing?
Good evening, Karishma ma'am. I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. And how your English practice is going on?
Everything is going on great. Everything is going with the flow and pace.
Amazing. Good to know about that. So, today we are not going to speak or talk about English only. Today we are going to have a discussion on the topic called criticism, which is very important, I feel, for the career perspective, for personal growth. It only depends on the person that how they actually take that criticism. It's totally depend on person to person. But what is the right way to deal with that? What is exactly the criticism is? Everything we are going to discuss in this session, and maybe we will learn a new vocabularies while doing it. So let's begin with my very first question. But before that, I want you to give me a brief introduction of yours for my audience only.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So hello everyone. Myself Supriya Singh, and I'm from Jharkhand, and I'm a college-going student pursuing my bachelor's. And apart from that, I'm an enthusiastic English learner. And my spare time, I love reading books and playing badminton. Also,
So yeah, I want to ask very first question that what does criticism mean to you in your daily life?
okay. So what does criticism means to me in daily life? So
Hmm.
criticism is basically when someone is pointing mistakes on you, even though you're knowing that you are right, but still, if there is a blackboard, people didn't see the white page. It will always be point out the black marks on that. So criticism is like that, and we find it really difficult to accept it because we know how hard we are working, we know how punctual we are, but still there are some people who is always ready to criticize you, whether you are learning this language, whether you are progressing in a personal or professional life. The criticism is everywhere, which makes people uncomfortable, and especially it makes them question their self worth too.
Yeah, it raise a question on their self-belief sometimes, and they started feeling that okay, they are not doing well, whatever yeah, they are doing, so they feel demotivated also. Sometimes it can break the person from inside. Only those are the people who criticize others who themselves are not able to achieve in their life anything. So they feel, why are they doing good? Let's do something bad and say something bad about them so that they quit their journey or they will be like us. Sometimes it happens. So, I mean, do you think that criticism is always negative or it can be positive too?
I think criticism can be positive and negative both. There can be a constructive criticism which actually helps people to grow in your life. For example, if there is a student and teacher, your teacher never want you to, fail in your exam. He always wanted to make you succeed. So he will always, mark some mistakes upon your past mistakes. Like if you have scored less, maybe he scold you, he start beating you, but in a positive, irrespective manner because he truly want you to grow in your life. So by learning from your mistakes, you will take it as a preferences in your future and you start working on that. And slowly and gradually you realize that how much your marks has also improved and mentally also how you improve. So you started liking that teacher more. Okay, so because of his constructive feedback, now I am becoming these. And then it can be a negative feedback also. Like some people now, they are very sweet and polite in front of you. They started speak even though you're making mistakes, they will never point out that mistakes because they actually wanted you to carry those mistakes further in the future too, so that you cannot succeed, you keep
Hmm.
fumbling.
Yeah.
Those are the sweet poison people. So these are the criticism. So we should must mark the constructive criticism in our life, because only the people who is always wanted to see you growing, who always wanted to achieve you something in your life, he will be only give you the constructive feedback, whether it can be your, especially your parents and especially your teachers.
Teachers, okay. Can we consider our friends into the same category?
I think very few friends, which is very close to your heart, we can consider that, but not at all. Most of them are like a sweet poison. They
Sweet.
started back by beside you, so sweet poisons. Yeah.
So, I mean, at a very young age, how do you gain that kind of experience about it? Because it's not only the topic, it's the reality of the world we are living right now. Because it is everywhere. Anybody who wants to do something in their life, in his life, and want to grow, there are people who come there to criticize him. Not only the family members, sometimes, I mean, you very close people also, like family members and, relatives or your friends too. So, how do you have that knowledge or experience? I think you're quite young to understand all those things, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, actually, to be honest, like most of the time I used to live alone and I used to watch a lot of people's. Like either I don't have lots of friends, but I watch them how they continue fighting, and I watch them how the relatives, pinpoint their mistakes. I, you know, see a lots of. I don't speak a lot, but I observe a lots of thing around the people. So so that's where it started coming from. That especially your relatives also, they will start speaking out sweet and poison word. If you do this, you probably fail. If you're gonna do this in the field that's not safe for you, or stop pursuing that dreams, you're financially weak. So that's how it all comes from, by observing the people and how you're surrounded by.
I must say that you have a good observation because it's really, you explain this topic really well. I mean, if you would ask me to define it, I might not be able to explain it in that well manner. So I think I appreciate your efforts. I mean, you might reading about it, you might watching people, you are experiencing in your real life, but it's good to have a knowledge about it. Let me ask you one personal question. Have you ever received criticism that actually helped you improve?
Have I received any criticism? Okay. So I think, yeah, like each and every day, if I wanted to, if I wanted to give any particular exam, okay, I'll just let it be within my parents. If I'll spoke that particular exam about my relatives, they will start pinpointing you that, okay, why you wanna do that? It takes like 5 to 6 hours to crack that particular exam, and once you cannot crack it, again your whole year will get wasted out. So it's like they make you start questioning your own self belief. They start feeding all the negative stones and pebbles inside your mind, so that you stop growing at that particular time. Maybe your destiny is meant to be somewhere else, but because of their opinion, their perspective, their point of view, you suddenly stop. And suddenly when you stop, you started overthinking, you question yourself, and then you realize after, and then you started giving up, and then you realize that in future, maybe 2 to 3 years, that what if I wouldn't listen them.
Hmm.
Because of them, I stopped pursuing my dreams. So these happens like regularly with me. So I'll try not to, whatever it's my dream, I'll just let it be within my parents. I'll try to keep it private with my parents, not to speak it out with my relatives too, because relatives are literally very sweet poison. They're literally very dangerous. They are they are the theft of your happiness. They can literally eat it whole.
I think that is true, but you know what? You're so mature, I would say, because it's at this level, even I sometimes I don't have this thing that I can keep my things private. I have this habit of disclosing everything. And now I'm on social media, but even before that, I had this habit that whenever anything I wanted to start, I used to share it with my friends, with my relatives, or even now this habit is there in me. But I think you are absolutely right. Sometimes it's not only about the criticism. I think there is that evil eye also that caught your attention sometimes, and you don't succeed in the things which you really planned for yourself. So I think keeping things private, it's a kind of maturity, and every person should do that. And it's not selfish at all to keep things private within you, because it's your life, it's your way how you have to design it, how you have to go with it. So that's perfectly fine. But do you remember a criticism that changed your mindset as of now?
Do I remember the criticism which changed my mindset? Okay. So it was about my speaking English journey. When I was in my standard 10th, my English was literally very poor. I don't know how to speak it out. Although I used to write it, and although I used to get a very good marks in it, but speaking was the difficult part in my life. So people, especially some, maybe your friends, maybe your relative, they criticize me about the way I'm speaking, or maybe they used to try to relate with me. There's a movie called English English,
Hmm.
that you speak it out like a that. So that something started craving inside me, that why they're speaking it like this, why they're telling to me like this.
Hmm.
So from there, I think these are the people now. They are actually fueling your fire inside you. They don't know somewhere, maybe in the negative way, but
Maybe.
actually they are pushing you very hard. And you should thank to that people, that because of them, you are actually improving. So instead of criticizing them, I literally want to thank that people. Thank you so much for your criticism. And I'll definitely try. If you criticize more, I try to take it in a more optimistic manner. I never be the pessimistic person. Yeah.
So, do you really feel that if people are taking that criticism in an optimistic manner and working towards it positively, their life is literally changed, or sometimes it's just opposite happened in their life?
No, I think if people are going to take the criticism in a positive manner,
Mm-hmm.
then definitely life would be changing. If
Mm-hmm.
they are taking in a negative way, then maybe it will try to pull their leg down. So you should be very conscious about that what kind of people you are surrounding, how you wanted their opinion to feed in your brain and in your mind. If you're taking in a positive way, then definitely it is going to help you out. Don't think them as an enemy. Think them as their friend. They're a sweet poison. They're trying to fueling your fire.
Okay, so what do you think that overthinking also makes criticism feel worse? Because people have this habit of overthinking a lot. And if somebody criticizes them, they keep overthinking about it, and ultimately they're just spoiling their life or maybe their goal. So, what is your opinion about it?
Yeah, I think overthinking also do criticize yourself a lot. Overthinking means you are criticizing your own self.
Right.
When you're sitting at the when you're retrospecting, you are getting so many unwanted weeds are growing around your head, and so many unnecessary thoughts. So overthinking is one of the things which actually steals your happiness and stop you from growing. So you should never overthink. I mean, it's not actually good for your mental health also,
Mhm.
and for your career also, because
Mhm.
somewhere it is actually destroying you from inside.
Right, right, right. Absolutely true. And do you know about that? Have you heard this term constructive criticism and negative criticism?
Constructive criticism and negative criticism. So constructive criticism, it is a criticism which is given by the people to another person in a positive manner, so that he or she can improve in his personal and professional life without knowing to that person that how capable he or she is. He is performing better version of himself the way he or she was yesterday. So constructive criticism can help them to grow. But a
Mhm.
negative criticism is the opposite of it, is the byproduct. It makes a person to automatically just deteriorate their position, deteriorate their level.
Mhm. Right. Completely. So you know about it. Okay. So, do you believe that criticism is necessary to achieve success? Why or why not?
Yeah, criticism is definitely very achievable, especially a constructive criticism which you have mentioned. Like as I earlier have mentioned that people's, they're literally there to fuel your fire. So if you're not getting the criticism, you won't be able to unable to, understand your resilience. You won't be able to come out from your strength or learn from your past mistakes and grow as an individual. So I think whether you are preparing for any exam or whether you're learning something, people play a vital role over there, and the life situation as well, because life teaches you a lot from your mistakes by showing you lots of hard times. And people is someone, they literally show their real face, their mask on the time, and then you realize that which people is valuable to spend time with and which people you should remove immediately, which is actually harming you out. And there's nothing wrong if you're choosing yourself and you automatically remove that people. So it helps you to remove the real mask of people, and definitely it helps you come out from your comfort zone and know your own resilience and understanding your mental state.
So I think it depends on the person to person that how you are taking things. Sometimes I have seen that people, even online, if you talk about like being a YouTuber, I know about online things a lot. So when somebody, any, what do we say, subscriber or person who comment to somebody, that the person feel offended. And even it had happened with me once. I generally don't post any negative comment to anybody, any person. But one day I've seen a kind of video which was quite inappropriate. It was not ethical. So I just mentioned about it very politely, and the lady was just ready to fight with me. She sent me so many messages, very negative. What you have to do with it? It's my life and all. I was like, I'm not saying anything to you. I was just politely saying that And all the comments were like that. All the people were guiding that lady, but she was not able to listen to it. So I think it's totally up to the people. How do they feel? Sometimes people's intention is not to hurt you or not to criticize you, but sometimes they really want to help you. For example, if I talk
Hmm.
about myself, like in the beginning of my journey, people used to comment me under beneath my video, and I used to feel really positive because I used to feel that they are helping me to improve, right? And otherwise, why they would tell me, right? If they're telling me, they don't know me, they're stranger to me. Even if they're telling me, it means that they want me to grow. So I took that all comments. I took all those comments very positively and just grow in my life. So I think it depends on person to person. Sometimes we are so much protective, and I feel like we feel like that nobody can say anything to me. And in that situation, sometimes even positive or constructive feedback which people give you, you just avoid it, and I think you ruin your opportunities for further life. This is what I feel. But
Hmm.
one of the question which comes to my mind is, do you think that people are more judgmental online than in real life?
I think people are truly more judgmental on online rather than real life.
Real
Because
life.
in real life, they will never come and speak face to face. But in real life, whether you have post something, especially when you buy a car, especially when you celebrate your happiness, they didn't like your status. They didn't share it. They didn't subscribe it. Because if you subscribe them, their one follower will started increasing and you will started growing. Or they will just, put some negative comment by changing their user ID and started posting negative about them, negative things. So I
Right.
think, yeah, they are totally more judgmental. Like they don't want to see face to face because they are really very jealous. So they just directly jump into the social media, and by they will just sit and they will just keep looking at photos or videos, and they'll start getting jealous. And this is what their work is, to get jealous. And they play a vital role in our life too. They are getting jealous, we are getting famous.
That's true. And I think those people who cannot go and talk to somebody face to face, they more inclined towards this online platforms. They create IDs and they just, pour their heart out there, whatever they want to see, whatever the feelings they have for that particular person. But I think it is not good. If you cannot appreciate somebody online, you should not also defame it. This is what my opinion is. If you're giving your opinion, then share always with that, like this is what you are doing bad, but this is one thing that you are doing good, so that person don't feel it criticized at all. He should feel motivated. He should feel like that, okay, the other person is here to help me. But obviously every person is different, every person's mindset is different, so we can't really talk about it, because there are many people are there in this world, and everybody has a different opinion on their own. So we can't change really somebody's mindset. It's totally up to them. But what do you think, that should we ignore online criticism or we should learn from it? What's your opinion about it?
Think at some point of time, if there's lots of negative criticism, then definitely you need to ignore it
Ignore
because
it.
it maybe affects your mental health also.
Hmm.
Or if you see like one and two criticism, maybe about your speaking, about the video quality, then maybe you can take it in a positive manner and definitely you will work upon that.
Hmm. If I ask you that, what kind of advice would you like to give to someone who gets easily hurt by criticism?
What kind of advice?
Yeah, you want to give to someone who gets easily hurt by criticism.
Okay, so what kind of advice I will give if someone is easily get hurt by criticism?
Criticism. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So I think they need to take their criticism in an optimistic way, in a constructive manner, and regardless of questioning their worth, try to learn from that because they are the people which is actually helping you to grow in indirectly manner.
Hmm.
So thank them later. Don't consider it as an enemy. And if you're getting lots of unnecessary criticism, then try to avoid it because your mental peace is also matters. So and try to select those people who is only giving you the constructive feedback and try to avoid all the unnecessary toxic people on you.
Definitely, I completely agree with this, because most of the people, they only criticize others because of their own insecurities. And if you take them seriously, obviously you are going to ruin your life only. So I think we should not do that. Give me just 1 minute. Somebody's on the door. Okay. This is what I used to tell when I used to be at my mom's place, and whenever I create a video, my whole family create disturbance at that same moment. It's very
So here
natural.
also, here's my mother and here's my brother. They both are sitting and they're creating the turbulence. So I'm telling them just go took it away.
But I must tell you one thing, even if you have a lot of distractions around you, you are just stick to the conversation, you are just sharing your point of view and not distracting at all. I mean, nobody can identify that you're sitting with your family members right now. So that's a great thing,
Yeah,
and you have a good
they're
concentration power.
actually smiling at me. Now I'm shooting them off.
Let me ask you another question to you. Criticism ever destroy someone's confidence?
Yeah, criticism can definitely destroy your confidence. And it actually depends on people. For example, someone take criticism on their ego. If someone has criticized me, I'll do it, whether it's take do or die situation. And unfortunately, you end up closing yourself in a four concrete wall, and you suffer mentally, physically also. You don't eat, you only focus on this particular thing, and you don't know when to quit. And you have taken that on the ego. So I think that literally destroys you internally and mentally as well. That person didn't suffer. You just come and spoke it out. You are the only suffering, and no one cares.
That is why we have to take things positively, even if no matter how hard it is, we have to learn this art of taking things positively. Okay, now I mean, I have asked you a lot of questions. Let's do a funny activity. And let's do something very interesting. I'll give you a situation and you have to tell me that how would you react if you are in the same situation. Okay. So the first situation is someone criticizes you, someone criticizes your English in public.
Hmm. So if someone criticizes my English in public, so first of all, I'll be standing there and I'll be listening to what that person is speaking it out. I'll be just observing, and then at last I'll give my point of views and opinion that how consenting and confident that person is, cocky, and how he is actually thinking himself superior than him. And then I'll try to speak it out. He'll just stand straight and he'll shut his mouth down, and then he won't speak it out more.
Okay, but has it ever happened with you? Has it, I mean, in your life?
Right now, yeah, that do happens. There was a one person in my online section, and he just literally criticized me that why you're becoming Britishers. The Britishers has gone and left their tail. And unfortunately, one of my friend has directly blocked him. Unfortunately, I didn't reply him. Otherwise, if he wouldn't have blocked him, I would have replied him very dangerously. I would have, smashed his face.
Wow, amazing. I think you're really confident, I must say that. Okay, second situation. A close friend points out your weakness. How would you react?
So if close friends point out my weakness, then definitely it is all about my self-image. My confidence will down a slight little bit more. And if that close friend is little bit home to me, if I feel like home, then I'll definitely just let it be. Or especially my weaknesses is only known by myself and with my parents, not with my friends. Only few friends knows. So if there is my friends, they know my weaknesses. So we just started acting silly in that particular manner. The
Okay.
weaknesses can be anywhere. So
Okay.
yeah, we started in having those silly, silly acts. So I think we started enjoying it.
Okay. Yeah, with close friends, you can not really mind it because you know that they're your close friend. If they're pointing it out, they didn't really mean to criticize you. It's just for the sake of improvement or maybe just to share with you. So, yeah, I think it's fine to react. One last situation, a stranger leaves a negative comment on your video. For example, this video, if somebody leaves a negative comment, what will you do and how do you react?
If someone leaves negative comment in this video, how will I react? To be honest, whenever if any videos get uploaded, I never watch the comment section. I only watch myself. I only watch the positive feedbacks, and then I just let it be the negative people. I truly never see those all the negative people comments, because why would I destroy my mental health? I'll try to remove that person. You just let it be in a side. I'm just watching my videos, and I'll be watching only people who's appreciating me. So I never look into that comment who's
Wow.
literally there to create you.
You are quite straightforward. I have never seen a person like you in my life too. You are very straight at what you're going to do. And literally, I mean, not going to the comment section, it's a very big deal. Everybody has this habit of seeing that what people are saying about them. Everybody is very curious to know about it. And if you have that guts that you can just, leave the video and don't even go to the comment section, that's an amazing. I mean, you have really a good confidence level, I must say. And by this note, I end my all questions. Now, if we can, if you have any question or you want to discuss anything, we can just go further. Yeah.
Okay. So same question goes with you that how would you react if you see any people leaving negative comment, or suppose that you are actually filming the video and there is some person who has come into your home, entered into the home and started speaking negative about yourself, that what you are doing is a waste of time, this, that, blah, blah, blah. So what will be your reaction? How would you point it out to that person? How will you make them understand? How will you face all the criticism in the negative section, comment section which you face?
So somebody's coming in my live video.
Ha, no, no. I mean, you are recording the video.
And
Someone just
somebody.
knocked the door and opened the door and started, complaining and started, speaking shit. So what would you do?
Okay, so first of all, that I have that kind of personality and aura that nobody can say this in front of me. If they wanted to say, they might take another path. Maybe they do backbiting or something, but nobody can say in front of me. Even if somebody say like that, I definitely not going to reply at that moment, because if somebody has that gut who can come to my home, that must be a relative or a friend or something, who is very important, because not anybody or any stranger can enter my house. If he's coming here, I create my videos in my bedroom. If somebody has that guts who is entering my home, it must be my family members only. So I cannot answer back to them, but instead I will tell them calmly that okay, this is what I'm doing, and I'm really getting some advantages while doing it, because if I compare my previous life, now it has changed. If you feel that it's not good or worthy, then I can't do anything. But this is good for me, and I know that. So I just not try to explain everything about it, but I will give you a short answer to him or her, because usually this is my habit that I don't argue with my family members and friends. Even if they're saying something bad or something which I really feel hurt, either I give one line answer or just quiet. I don't reply too
And
much.
what is, about the people who try to destroy your mental peace? Because, there are some people who wanted to make you angry for no reason. They'll start, speaking out something wrong and they try to make you angry more and more, even though you know how to control it, even though like you are just giving one-liner statement, they will never understand it. They actually keep fighting, you keep arguing you. So what would you do in that particular situation?
Honestly speaking, I have never found any person like this in my life. Nobody argue with me like that much. And even if somebody is doing it, I really don't care about it. If it's not my family member, it's not my friend, I really give a shit about it. I don't care at all. What people are saying, why they are saying, I am not even able to answer. I'm not answerable to them, and I don't really like to answer them. It's better to be quiet. Even sometimes when I receive negative comment, which is really a negative comment, I don't like to answer it at all, and simply I sometimes delete it. Earlier I had that habit that I used to answer everybody, but now but sometimes if somebody is raising a question on my capability or something which is I'm doing right, I definitely ask in the comment section. If you will visit my comment section, even yesterday only somebody has commented on the video which I have posted day before yesterday with Ram. So somebody is telling me nobody is going to understand them, even the Donald Trump. I said why? I simply asked them. I said why? He said your pronunciation is not clear. And then I just don't care about it, because I know that my pronunciation is absolutely clear. If somebody understands English, he can simply understand my English. If he's not able to understand my English, I feel that he's might be below the beginner level. So no benefit to argue that, right? So, but I just wanted to know that with which mindset he said like that. So, yeah, that's how I try to react.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think we are only we have only 7 minutes left. If you have any question, we can continue and then we can wrap it up.
Right now, I don't have any question coming
I
to my
have one.
mind. If
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, I mean, how did you learn the art of communication? I mean, you are just amazing with it, I feel. But the only problem I think last session also I had mentioned that you have a few expressions on your face. I mean, nobody can understand what's really going in your mind while watching you. So that's one problem I feel. But maybe it's not a problem. Maybe it's your part of your personality actually. So everybody has a different personality. So that's like that. But how
Ac-
did you learn it? How did you learn the communication?
Actually, to be honest, whenever I have a conversation with any video, I try to keep it in a very professional manner. I learn from somewhere that don't just look straight into the camera, don't give a lots of expression. So I learn from somewhere, just the words just start fitting into my mind. So automatically my face started turning and I started giving the less expressions. And I'm trying to improve that so that, if you make the more expression and more hand expression, that it will be good for the another person also, that you are actually very interested in the communication also. So how I learned the art of communicating. So like previously I have mentioned that I was very afraid to connect to the people and talk to them, especially in videos and audio calls. And whenever I watch all the YouTubers videos, especially your videos, and there's some more, I was like, how they used to talk, how they used to connect. If I would be there, I would never turn on my camera. I was literally very shy at that time. But slowly and gradually, I learned that being in a comfort zone, you know, being a cocoon and in your cell, that doesn't help you to grow. Somewhere at a particular point of time, you need to come out and speak it out in front of people. So I believe that I'm much more interested in making more networking, talking to more people, and how it's all started, building it up. So I'm still working on that. I'll try to connect people in online session also and as a person also. Your voice is muted.
Sorry. Okay, so I'm asking that are you also connecting with other YouTubers as well?
Yeah, I try to connect other YouTubers as well.
Okay. But as far as you mentioned that you are trying to be professional, it's really good. I'm not saying it's bad, but you know what? This platform, I mean, for this online platform, we are creating videos for the viewers, the public, general public, and they can feel relatable if we will give some kind of expression and we will talk natural. Profession, there are two kinds of conversation. One is the natural conversation, which we are just expressing without any script, without any plan. We are just talking randomly right now, like there are other mode which is called professional mode. Like we have prepared few questions on criticism. We were talking professionally. That was a professional part. So I think you are very good at handling professional part, as I could see. You answered really well, very professional manner, and absolutely up to the mark. But when it comes to a little bit natural conversation, that's when we need these kinds of hand gestures or maybe the smile or expression. But it doesn't mean that you're lacking all of them. You have, and I could see there's an improvement from the last time. Maybe you are getting comfortable with me because it's the second time that we are conversing. So
Yeah,
it also happens sometimes that with the strangers we can't feel really comfortable sometimes. But when we connect with the same person twice, thrice, we tend to become comfortable and very natural. And then we talk personally also. So it's totally person to person. It's not mandatory that you should do that. It's my habit and I feel it's good. So that's why I'm doing it. Now we have last 3 minutes. Let's wind up the session. Before that, if you want to say
yeah.
something.
No, nothing popping up in my mind right now. Okay,
Okay.
then.
Okay, then thank
It
you so
was very
much, Supriya.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your time, and it was really a delightful conversation. And whenever I make a conversation with you, I got that smile and grin in my face that finally I connected with Amanda.
Same, even I like the vibe which you have given throughout the session. It's really amazing. And if people will watch this video till the end, they will definitely learn a lot from this video. And thank you so much for joining me. We'll connect some other day again for the
Okay.
with the next
Okay.
topic.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Okay.
How to stop recording?